Yeah, that's good. So that's where your heart's at, though, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah,
But still, I give up a game tonight,
right.
To be here,
Yeah. Rick, come on, sit down. No, you don't have. No, you don't. Not yet. All right. You're gonna wait. All right. So here we are. Right? Are we going? We rolling? We're rolling.
Love it.
We are at once again the 2024 Jimmy Johnson National Billfish Championship gifting suite award ceremony tonight. All the fishermen they've completed the tournament. We know who our winners are, and here we are at the big party at the end. So I am sitting with J. Rokeach, which is the voice of the University of Miami Hurricanes for how long?
This is season 56.
Season 56.
And I'm only 55 years old.
That's
so
amazing how
amazing
you're able to pull
story.
that off.
It really is.
That's great. And we are with Kyle Cooper from Papa's Pilar Rum. Remind you never to be a spectator, and he's going to try to make Papa proud today.
Always.
Right? Always. And, of course, the lovely.
No, that's Patty.
The wonderful. The absolutely gorgeous Brick Peoples, our tournament director here today. Brick.
Yes, sir.
Another great tournament.
It was awesome. It was, fishing was a little on the slow side, but they still managed to get a bunch, and we had a lot of fun doing it. So it's been a great week. Weather was perfect.
I think what we saw for this tournament, in my personal opinion, we saw, like you said, it was a little slow, but not too slow. It was,
it was okay.
Middle of the pack. It was okay fishing. But we saw the elite players just show everybody who boss was.
Well, the cream always rises to the top.
I mean, and with Sandman taking the whole thing, which there's no surprise that a boat like that comes out on top in this tournament.
No.
You had the Remix crew, which had an all-star cast on that boat. Really, they did great. We had the Carolina Reelmen, and of course, my favorite, Captain Art Sapp and the team in Native Son. Really just showing everybody how it was done.
You're forgetting this team.
And I was saving the best for last.
I mean, you're forgetting the team from Seraphim, which happens to be my son.
I'm not forgetting them. And I was just going to say with the team with your own son on there, Seraphim. Yes. All those teams, top-notch, heavy hitters.
Yep, always very proud of him. My son, he does
Yeah.
a great job. He's a hell of a fisherman. He's gotten to be amazing.
Take me through some stories on this one. If you have any, I don't know.
Nah, not really. We didn't have a red hot bite. We'd have little flurries, the first morning once it started, lines in.
Right.
We had a little flurry for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And then it was kind of a slow pick.
Right.
And then in the middle of the afternoon, it was a little bit. And then it was slow all the way down to the end of the day. And then yesterday, we were kind of counting on that flurry for the first hour and a half. And like right at line's end for maybe the first 30 minutes, we had a few fish caught. And then it was just quiet. Into the day was a big flurry at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of all over. You couldn't predict it this year.
Yeah, it's tough.
So, guys, and when they would find them, there was a lot of single fish caught, but a lot of guys would raise a whole lot of them.
Yeah.
I mean, Louis found a 5-banger, and then after he's catching that, he sees a flopper, and he pulls out there, and there's a bait ball with a couple, a few sails on it, and he catches a couple more there. And that was it. That's what put him over the top.
That's it.
So
and when preparation meets opportunity, right?
Yeah, the cream always rises to the top.
Yeah, absolutely. Another thing, too, it's like you could say, they fell in that situation, but other teams they didn't fall in anything. Like there's reasons like the best of the best are always on top.
There's people that think this is luck. Well,
right.
If it's luck, tell me how Louis won it 4 out of 13 years.
Yeah,
that isn't luck.
Nope, not at all.
He's won 4 times. This is his 4th year winning it.
Yep,
it's not luck. All the tournaments, you see a lot of the same guys at the top because there's a lot that goes into it, and usually the guys that work the hardest are the ones that are going to be at the top.
It's funny you say we see the same guys at the top. I'm sitting also here with a couple of guys that are the same guys at the top here with us for 13 years. Papa's Pilar Rum has been with the tournament with us the whole time. J. Rokeach has been with us for the tournament the whole time. Kyle, take us through the relationship with Papa's Pilar in this tournament and what it means to your brand.
Oh, it's huge for us. I mean, being the title sponsor every year is just incredible visibility for the brand to be able to get in front of everyone. Obviously, the close relationships that we have with all of you guys here is incredible. Just really great way to get liquid to lips, as we say.
Yep.
Have people that maybe aren't too familiar with the brand being able to come out and really experience what we're about at Papa's Pilar. And obviously now with our sister company too, Hemingway Whiskey, that's just been incredible too.
Yeah, that's been a really great endeavor that you guys have been on this past year or two.
Yeah,
with the whiskey.
1 year we've launched it, and we already got the #1 rye whiskey in the world.
Yeah,
so
that's outstanding.
Wow.
Incredible.
Yeah, that's outstanding. And Jay, you have been not only just, the MC of this whole event for the past 13 years, but, just to have had a great relationship with Todd and Val and the University of Miami and everything that they've gotten into. And, take me through, some of your experiences with that.
Well, first of all, it's a wonderful group of folks to work with. I only get to see Brick probably twice a year.
Lucky you.
Once in Atlantic City and once,
I have
here
to see him a lot more
Hollywood.
than that. I'm friends with this guy.
The amazing thing about Brick is that he can run a fishing event and review that event and tell you the particulars of that event. And at the same time, he can go to a Broadway show and review that Broadway show or a movie in a spectacular fashion. So his abilities are beyond captain abilities.
Right.
As far as Papa Pilars, we're always trying to make them proud, and they've been very loyal. But I'm most appreciative to work with Todd and Valerie. And, we have other events besides the fishing. We have the wonderful Seafood Festival in October that is a major event. But this is a real true honor for me. I'm a basketball, baseball, football guy. And when people hear that I'm going to, MC and work with a fishing group, they find that to be rather different. But I can only tell you, working with Jimmy Johnson is simply amazing.
Class act.
You see him on TV on Sunday mornings, and when you get a chance to meet him, he makes every single person that he meets feel very important and very welcome. He never gives you the big league attitude. So I would do anything that I could to continue to work with Jimmy Johnson. He's a legend. He's a hurricane legend. He's a dolphin legend. He's a cowboy. How about them Cowboys? It's a real treat. And I've really been lucky to be associated with all of these folks, with Jason and the whole crew, who really, really work hard to make this the best fishing tournament in America.
Yeah, well said. And, to that point, to know Jimmy Johnson is to love Jimmy Johnson because, when you meet him, when you get to know him, he really just treats everybody in his path with the greatest amount of respect. And I appreciate that, just as much as anybody else does. So this is great. We're here at the Hardrock Hotel, and we got our awards ceremony later tonight. And we are going to be auctioning off these hand-painted guitars that I did.
Well, normally it's just one guitar.
Right.
But tonight we are going to auction off 2 guitars. And who better than Dennis Friel and the amazing work that you do. And we're going to raise a lot of money tonight with the auctions for these 2 guitars. We'll start the bidding at somewhere right around $5,000 for each of the guitars. And I'd like to think that they would sell for over $20,000 each tonight. Let's keep our fingers crossed.
Have you seen these things? They look incredible.
Amazing.
Absolutely incredible.
Amazing.
I got to think, I hope we're able to raise a little bit of money tonight. So that's really always my hope with these. And I really do enjoy doing these. This is my absolute most favorite project that I work on every year is painting these guitars. And it's really the thing that I have the most fun with. And I'm just enamored that everyone just always responds so favorably to them. So it makes me feel good.
Is this the first time you've done an acoustic?
That is the first time we've done an acoustic guitar.
Okay, I thought so. I thought so.
Absolutely. And the funny thing is I had this idea for that Hemingway painting stuck in my head for years. I originally did a sketch of it. I worked on this project a few years back called the 365 Fish Project, where I did a sketch a day for the whole day, every day in the calendar year. And I did that picture of him jumping out of the book like that. But it was just a sketch, so I always wanted to take it to a full painting. And this year I was I was at the guitar store and zoning. Every year I have like this moment before I pick out the guitar.
Right.
And no guitar was really clicking with me yet. So I went into the acoustic room actually just to play, because I play guitar too. So I just did play, and I picked up this guitar. And as I'm playing it, I looked at the side of it, and I'm like, man, the side of that guitar just looks like a cigar.
Okay.
Right? So it got me thinking. I'm like, man, I could cigar, Cuba. The whole thing was just starting to click in my head. I'm like, what if I did my Hemingway painting on this guitar? I think it all kind of tied in for me. So that's really kind of how that came to fruition. And I did that, and then I just grabbed the second Les Paul because you just can't lose with a Les Paul.
No.
Right? So I grabbed the Les Paul to paint.
And the
that
colors you have on that one are just super awesome. They're really vibing together. Loving the red with the green
Thank
at
you.
the top.
Thank you.
This,
I
to
had a
me,
lot of
this
fun
is
with
his
it.
best work I've ever.
Oh,
best
absolutely.
work ever.
Thank
That's
you.
unbelievable.
Thank you, Breck.
The realism on the face at the top.
Yes.
Thank you. It makes me feel good. And it's also cool to have it kind of intertwined with our relationship with Papas Pilar.
Of course.
I mean, that always means a lot to us, too. Obviously, we've been together for years. You guys sponsor this podcast. You guys are the title sponsor. In fact, actually, I never introduced this podcast. I said, here we are at the Jimmy Johnson, but this is the Connected by Water podcast fueled by Papas Pilar Rum. Remind you never to be a spectator. So I did not give us our official entryway into this tournament. That reminded me that we needed to.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Now, because we do we do giveaways on the radio every day, and sometimes when I do Papa's Pilar, I try to tie it into something Papa's Pilar, something Hemingway. So our trivia question that we have on the radio, and then I have them text me their responses, and the first correct answer is who we give the bottle of Papa's Pilar. I'm going to see if you know the answer.
Okay.
The old man on the sea, what's his name?
Santiago.
Well, so you would be
Wow.
surprised how many people
No
didn't know.
hesitation on that.
Did you know it?
I did not, actually. I still have to brush up on my history, to be honest with you.
So the name of that illustration with Santiago coming out of the book with the marlin popping out of the book is Santiago's tail.
Santiago.
T-A-L-E, yeah.
See,
You'd be
that I
surprised
did
at
know,
Yeah.
but
Now, this is a trivia question I know you don't know.
Okay.
When is the first time his name appears in the book?
Page 1.
Page 18.
There you go.
it's close.
I don't know. I was taking a crapshoot at that
Right.
one. Yeah.
Page 18.
Yeah. So who is his favorite baseball player?
Joe DiMaggio.
There you go. Good job.
Wow, impressive.
All right.
Nice.
Favorite
Very good.
cocktail?
Very,
Papa's Pilar.
I would love to say that, but we haven't been around for that long yet.
is it a
We're
Cuba
getting
Libre?
there. Papa Doble.
Papa Doble.
Basically a
What?
double
What's a
daiquiri.
Papa Doble?
The double
Wait.
daiquiri.
Okay.
Wait, Hemingway, it was a what?
A Papa Doble.
No, wait,
You know,
wait,
we
wait.
have done this-
Hemingway's favorite drink was a Papa
It
Doble?
was a Papa Doble.
Really?
You
Not
know,
a Bellini.
we have done a trivia question on his favorite drink before, and we've used Cuba Libre.
Okay, so it's Papa Doble, which is basically a double daiquiri.
I'm going to have to amend my notes.
When you
Yep.
make a double daiquiri, is it like putting in two daiquiris, or you're just making double rum?
No, you're doing double at the same time.
Okay.
So double cocktail in a shaker, shaken just absolute piss out of, and then poured into a coupe.
Okay. You can make me one later?
Sure,
Yeah. All right.
always.
That sounds good.
All right,
That sounds
Dennis,
good. Yeah.
he was in World War II. What did he do?
He was in World War One.
Oh, I
Actually,
can't
he was
World
a
War
medic.
One.
He was a medic in World War One.
He was an ambulance driver.
Yeah,
Yep.
you know what I mean.
That's
Same,
pretty close.
same difference. Yeah.
Pretty close.
And
We have to look up all this stuff so we
Right.
have trivia
Oh, yeah.
questions.
And he did get injured.
well, it got blown up.
Yeah.
They got hit by a bomb. And when he went actually into the med tent, that's actually how he met his first wife.
Yeah.
Was one of the nurses that was there.
Yeah. Oh, he fell head over heels. in love
Head
with her.
over heels
Yeah.
in
Why
love
don't I call you for these trivia questions when
See,
we're
I
doing
know
it
those things.
instead
Listen.
of calling him?
If you want the cliff notes to all this, you got to watch the PBS documentary,
Yes.
the Ken Burns series. That he did an excellent job on all
Oh, it was
this
incredible.
stuff. Yeah.
It's
Really did a great job on
three
it.
2-hour parts. It's
Yeah.
all about Hemingway's life.
Yeah. You got to watch it. It really is incredible.
Because I save, like up in Atlantic City, we do out there on the deck, we do all the giveaways and all
Yeah.
the stuff out there. I save all my notes on all my trivia questions so that I'm not continually looking them up. So I'm going to have to watch that to get some good trivia because that's what we like to do for you guys. I mean, we do it for all our brands.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
And come up with ideas for giving your stuff away.
Nice.
So-
Awesome. Guys, thank you very much. This is
course.
kind of like a round-robin podcast today. We're going to be popping people in and out. Next, we got Jordan from Contender and Connor from Yamaha. Jay, thank you very much.
Let me
We're
just
gonna see
say
you tonight.
thank you for all that you do.
Yeah.
And most importantly, it's great to see that you're healthy and you're
Oh,
back here again
thank
this
you.
year.
I
And
appreciate you
thank
saying
you for
that.
everything.
100%.
All right?
Thank you.
Hey.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Lots of prayers still.
Yep, absolutely. I have a my new motto. Give it up to God. Let him handle the rest.
There you go.
So
God is
we-
great.
That works.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh.
So, all right,
Thank you,
guys.
Dennis.
Thank you very much. We're gonna
Thank you,
bring
guys.
these. We're gonna bring these guys in. And we'll see you later tonight. Hopefully we can get get a pretty penny for those guitars. What's that? Yeah. Come on. Connor! What's up? Jordan Long and Connor Megan. What's up, guys? Connor from Yamaha, Jordan from Contender. Here we are again. Another Jimmy Johnson, right? Another podcast, right? Another party. How you doing?
Doing well. Can't believe we're here again. We're shooting some promo video and we're doing a 13-year. It's unbelievable. It's
Yeah,
been that long.
13. You believe that? 13 years, and this thing's stronger than ever, right?
Yeah. This is my 7th, so I haven't been here since the start. But it's looking back, it's always the one I look forward to coming in the most.
Yep, absolutely. What's up, Jordan?
Well, just thankful we had a great weekend of fishing. I mean, that was awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Take me through. So when we were up in Atlantic City, right? You had the opportunity to take me through some of the newer things. Both
Sure.
of you guys actually had we talked about all the new things that Contender and Yamaha have going on. So please, can you reiterate that for this crowd, for some of us? Like, what's new at Contender?
Sure. So at the Miami Boat Show last month, we debuted the 23 Bay,
Nice.
which is our newest,
Yep.
actually smallest boat, which is fun. You
Right.
know.
You brought an extra one here today for me, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
You can
cool.
take it home with you.
I got my truck. I got
Yeah.
my hitch ready. We're ready to roll.
No problem.
Yeah,
Just sign on the
nice.
dotted line.
Nice. The 23 Bay. I mean, what are you drafting on that?
It's shy of 12 inches.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's outstanding.
Yeah. The 26 Bay drafts 12 inches, and
Wow.
So
Wow, the 26 does as well.
Yep.
Wow, that's really cool. So Yamaha, you got some new things going on this year too, right?
Absolutely. Over to our right, we have the brand new, also launched earlier this year,
Yeah.
the 4.3 V6 F350.
Yep.
Latest one on the market. So far, we're hearing really good stuff in the field. People raving about the fuel efficiency.
Right.
And it was something that we were looking to fill for a long time. So I think we have a lot of happy customers out there.
Yep.
And we're looking to really see what that can do.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So tell me more about this tournament, right? So 13 years, right? We're here at the Hardrock again, and we had some guys really make some heavy hitter moves, for this competition, right? I was talking to Brick, and we were saying, you got the fishing was kind of like inconsistent. Like, it got hot, then it got slow, and then it got hot, and then it got slow, right? But you had the guys that are really like always on that leaderboard, still consistently on that leaderboard. Seems like it doesn't matter if it's like insane fishing or slow fishing. It's like those guys are still at the top. Like, they're doing something right. Like, tell me, like, in your mind, like, what does it take? You know what I mean? To be, because Contender is like the best, Yamaha's the best. Like, what does it take to be consistent and great, like every single time? I mean, in your opinion?
Yeah, I'll take this one. Yesterday, I was fortunate to ride along with the Friel guys, and they had a great day. I think they were probably hoping I rode with them on the first day.
Yeah.
Having a much better day yesterday, and I was just so impressed with some of those upper echelon teams, the communication, how well they all work together. And they're just professionals, and to see it working, and we had a double on, and just the fish weren't cooperating as they sometimes can do, and it's really neat to see them all working in sync.
Yeah, it's it's funny. It's kind of like when you get the teams that have just been on like together for years,
Yep.
and they get that cohesiveness.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And sometimes it's like you don't even have to talk anymore.
Yep.
And that, I think, is like you see the best of the best in tournaments like this. That are just the guys that have been together are always the guys that I think you hit the nail on the head, like with the NSYNC thing. Like the guys that have been together for the longest time, they just seem to always be on top. Like, it really is a true team. You see some of these boats, they kind of throw teams together and stuff like that, then it comes a little different. So, all right, so listen, Connor, why don't you do me a favor and move over to this side?
Sure.
We're going to have Coach come sit where you're at,
I
right?
think I can get bumped for Coach.
Yeah, there you go. I figured that wouldn't be an issue. There he is. Yeah. The man of the hour, Coach Johnson. How you doing? I want you to throw your headset on. We can get rolling.
Okay.
You all set there? How are you?
Good.
13 years at this tournament, and it just keeps getting better and better.
It's amazing, just walking here through the forum. Everybody coming up. Great tournament.
Yeah.
Man, we had a ball. I mean, it's everything is just such, first class. The parties, the swag, the tournament itself, the cocktails after they get off the boat every day.
Yeah, can't forget that.
And then the big checks. So we've given out $13 or $14 million over the last
That's
so many
insane.
years. Yeah,
that's a lot of money.
A lot of prize money.
Wow, that's insane. You stepped into this podcast at the perfect time because we were just talking about, we're trying to figure out, like, the fishing in this tournament was like there was times when it was red hot and there's times it just shut off and it got red hot again. But it seemed like the best teams are always still at the top no matter how the fishing is.
There's some great fishermen in this tournament.
There really is.
But you look at it, over the years we've had some. Dustin Hoffman, his team won a year ago with just chilling. And Sandman, they've had a great run. But they know where the fish are and they know how to catch them.
Yep, they do. One of the things that we kind of stumbled on was like all the one similarity that all those teams that were in the top of the leaderboard that this time around had is those teams have all been together for years.
Yeah.
And there's got to be a lot of value to that.
And you got to have a little bit of luck, too. My wife, Rhonda, she doesn't go out on the boat with me that often, but maybe once every year or two.
Yeah.
And so Monday, I looked out on the water, and it was flat. I said, Rhonda, I'd already had a workout, and I said, let's go out on the boat and drink a couple of beers.
Okay.
So we got out on the boat. Not out there more than 15 minutes, and I put a couple of lines in the water. She said, "You're not going to fish, are you?" I said, "Well, while we're out here, we might as well put a line in the water." Don't you know, one of the reels just starts screaming,
right?
And a monster sailfish, and she caught a sailfish. We took a picture
she got
of
it?
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
And we took some pictures of it, and we weren't out there an hour, but had a ball.
That's outstanding. You have... last time we talked, and we always talk about all the new great things that you have going on was with the Hall of Fame and everything like that. And something special happened to you this football season. And we all know what it is. And I tell you, when I was watching it on TV, I had the whole family in front of the TV, and we're just like, look at this, look at this, look at this. That was great.
Well, I hate to get J-Rose started tonight.
Yeah.
But he runs over the list, and he starts saying, well, College Football Hall of Fame, Pro Football Hall of Fame, Broadcasting Football Hall of Fame, Florida Hall of Fame, Arkansas Hall of Fame, University of Miami Hall of Fame, Texas Hall of Fame.
Yeah. The Sportscaster Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Cowboys Ring of Honor, University of Miami Ring of Honor. I guess the only thing I got a podcast Ring of Honor here pretty soon.
That's it. You heard it here first. You heard it here first, man. We were just talking about you earlier, and you are such a class act. You really are, and that's. I just wanted to say, thank you for all these years of having this tournament and bringing this community together. It means a lot whether you're the top dog here, you're just one of the little guys. Everyone you run across, you treat the same, and you treat everybody with class and respect, and I love that about you.
Well, it goes both ways. I mean, just like I said, everybody here enjoys it so much. I mean, I get benefit out of just seeing the smiles on their faces.
Yep.
I get benefit out of people coming up and saying, "Hey, Coach, great tournament, man! I loved it. I'm coming back again next year." Everybody just really loves this tournament. Plus, all the sponsors. The sponsors. Get a big benefit. You get this many fishermen, in one place together, in a class event like this. The sponsors get a lot out of it.
Right. These guys. We were just talking about that. With Contender and Yamaha have been with the tournament since the very beginning.
Right.
We had Papa's Pilar on here before they stepped at the table. They've been with the tournament since the very beginning.
Right.
And that, I think, speaks volumes as to the kind of operation that we're running here.
Well, it benefits me, too, because after I get off the water, I usually jump in the pool with a Papa's Pilar.
That makes two of us.
Yeah, right. Well, I throw a little bit of Diet Coke in there with it.
All right. I wanted to also say, every time you come here, I can't pass up the opportunity to kind of fill that void in my life of never being a sportscaster myself, and I got to talk Dolphins with you, at least while I got you here for another minute. So this offseason's kind of different, right? Last offseason, we were kind of going into it like head full steam. no cap issues. Also, we got some cap issues. We're trying to fill some gaps. Do you kind of have an opinion on where we're going to fall by the time the season opens?
Chris Greer does a great job.
He does.
I really like the job he's done there. We've visited, various times, and Mike McDaniel, he's done a heck of a job. I like the way
I really like McDaniel.
I like him. He's a real smart guy. I did an interview with him a couple years ago for Fox, and they'll get it straightened out. They'll get Tua signed to a long-term contract, and they were on track last year, and then they had a bunch of injuries that really hurt them. But
that was tough. That was tough to watch, and it's tough to experience at the end too.
I think every team in the league, because of the roster size, you got to stay healthy, and if you don't stay healthy, it's going to hurt you.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with Christian Wilkins. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with the offensive line.
Right.
I kind of think they need a linebacker to fill some gaps there. They got some gaps to fill.
Yeah, they got some gaps, but every team's got some gaps.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And with a good draft and pick up a couple of free agents, they can fill in. They've got the key players. You look at, with Hill and Waddle and. You look at Tua, they're going to be able to score some points.
They sure are, yeah.
Add a couple of defensive players and an offensive line, they'll be fine.
Yep, I agree. Coach, I don't want to hold you up any longer. I know you got a lot to do here and walk around and shake hands and kiss babies. And
right. No kissing babies, but I am shaking a lot of hands.
Well, I appreciate you stopping by, like always.
Okay.
And thank you once again for everything you do for us here.
All right, thank you.
All right, have a good one. Coach Jimmy Johnson. Thank you, sir. So, you guys didn't say anything to Coach Jimmy Johnson? No. Was I talking too much? I was rambling. That's okay. So anyway, we got a great event. We got a party tonight, right? And that party is just something that's always phenomenal, right? And what's more to be said of? I mean, really, So take me through what your experience is for the event. It's not only just the fishing, right? It's all week long, JJ Fish Week. Tell me some of the things that Yamaha and Contender are doing with the tournament from that respect.
So this year we're actually doing something really cool. We're having a Contender Yamaha VIP section at the party. So if you have a Contender boat, powered by Yamaha or a Yamaha powered boat, you come in. We have a little private cabana, kind of our own little space.
Oh, nice.
Kind of alluding to what you're talking about with the parties.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. With Yamaha, right? Some of the new things that you guys are rolling out. I mean, are you seeing a lot of guys on the water, like with some of the the newer equipment yet? Like some of the new things that you guys are rolling out with?
Yeah, we've made over the past couple of years, we've introduced several new engines and a lot of the designs, cowling changes. Some enhancements to help improve both aesthetics and obviously performance. And so you can spot those things working at Yamaha. I see them all the time. So you can spot a newer engine from far away just by the new contours. And so it's really, especially as we just mentioned earlier on the 350, it'll be really exciting to start seeing some of those coming out of the marinas.
Yeah, for sure. We got my father-in-law is a Scout dealer up in New Jersey.
Yep.
Right? And he's always saying, he's like, Yamaha is the best. Like, he's a dealer for a couple other brands, but he's always saying, like, I love working with their customer service the best. You guys are always the quickest to respond. You guys are just the one that breaks down the least, and just always top of your game, like every single time. And I think that speaks volumes to the company.
Yeah, I'd say our tagline is reliability starts here, and we really do believe in that, being the most reliable engine on the water, and something that, not necessarily in this event like this where you're only half a mile off the beach, but there's certain events where, 100, 120 miles into the Gulf of Mexico and putting a lot of faith into the engine that's going to get you home, and we take pride in that. And you hit the nail on the head with the customer service. The customer service group does an amazing job. We understand that, they're not perfect when they do have issues. We like to think that we take care of the customer. We putting the customer first. Having a robust dealer network, over 2,000 dealers nationwide. So if you do, you're not going to be in a situation where you have to travel hours on end to go get your engine certified.
Right. That's outstanding.
Service. Yep.
Yeah, that's outstanding. And Contender, I mean, you built some new facilities recently too, right?
Yeah, we built a facility in Fort Pierce, Florida.
In Fort Pierce?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
That's only to build like certain types of vessels, right?
Yep, the smaller boats. So right now it's the 23 bay up to the 30 ST is being built in Fort Pierce.
Okay.
And we're continuing the more custom, larger boats in Homestead.
Okay.
The first facility.
So you got the main facility here.
Yep.
Right, and then the Fort Pierce facility. Now, what's the advantage on splitting those up?
Well, the main thing is utilizing additional workforce. In South Florida, although there's a tremendous yacht building community, we were finding it hard to gain the workforce.
Okay.
And Port St. Lucie, in that area, the St. Lucie County, I should say.
Right.
Welcomed us with open arms, and
I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's a big deal for them. You guys moving into town.
Yeah, it was really nice, and those folks are great.
Okay.
And then they have such a robust marine workforce there as well.
Mm-hmm.
It was really nice to be able to to populate with employees relatively quickly and skilled labor. Guys that knew what they were doing, and boat builders previous.
That's awesome. The cool thing about Fort Pierce is, you got such a town that is enamored just with boating and fishing, and you really it's a very interesting proximity because you can get offshore and just go sail fishing and mahi and everything like that, but there's an interesting inshore aspect just right in that whole area too.
St. Lucie River, all that.
Yeah, the St. Lucie River. So I think that whole bay boat aspect really works well in that area.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's outstanding. That's outstanding.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me today.
Thank you.
I wish you the best of luck.
Appreciate it.
See you at the party tonight. We're going to bring in Jim Corona from a Hardrock here. And all right, we'll see you
Thanks
later
for
tonight,
having us
guys.
again.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Hey, Jim. How you doing? Jim Corona from the Hardrock. How you doing?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm fantastic. I love this event. Like every year, this is. We always tell people this is our Super Bowl. Like for at least for our business, for our studio, being involved, doing the podcast, doing all the artwork, painting the guitars, doing all the shirts for the tournament. We do a lot for it, right? And for us, this is really just just a great event. And especially for me, because I do so much work for it, we finally get to this day I can relax and have a good time.
Now, do you participate in the fishing at all? Or?
So I have fished the tournament in the past.
Okay.
The issue with me fishing the tournament is I do so much creative work. I have to do all the paint. I paint the guitars.
Yep.
I do all the T-shirts and just a whole bunch of different things. I'm painting bottles for Polar, painting all these different kinds of things. And each year I find I keep getting too much to do the week of the tournament.
I saw the beautiful painting or mural that you have in Fort Lauderdale Airport.
Oh, yeah.
That's
absolutely.
great. That's great.
Thank you very much.
Now, do you go up to Atlantic City when they move up there in the summertime?
I do. I do all the artwork in the apparel for Atlantic City, and I paint a guitar for them. We actually painted our first guitar for Atlantic City this year.
Okay.
So, and this is the third year I think we were up in Atlantic City, and for the first 2 years, we didn't do a guitar. Just for whatever reason. It was, shiny new toy and everyone was doing other things, right? But we've gotten to the third year and I said to Todd, I'm like, why am I not doing a guitar for this? He goes, why aren't you? I'm like, I don't know. I think we should do one.
Well, I got several of them displayed at home. So Mike Smith, who obviously who works in finance for us, but we call him the chief fishing officer because first day I started working here 5 years ago, Mike was in my office about this event right away. But he always brings at the end of the event one of the great guitars you paint for our customers and stuff along those lines. So
that's awesome.
We're excited to have him.
Tell me about the relationship with the Hardrock and this event and just what it means to you guys.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tremendous event for us. So I oversee casino marketing for Hardrock across the brand. And somebody who's worked in casino marketing for the last 25 years, a number of those years in Las Vegas, you always look for kind of unique experiences that you can provide to our best customers.
Sure.
And what this opportunity and this partnership with Jimmy Johnson and Hardrock represents is the ability to fish, the prize money that's available. I mean, you can't do fishing events in Las Vegas. You can't do fishing events, at most of the casinos that are landlocked and so forth. But, the prize money that's been out there and just the overall experience, everything from the boats to, a lot of the customers talk just about how well this is run. And I think that, can be attributed to Todd and to, the whole team and so forth and what they've done in the past. For our customers, it's an opportunity this time of year, and you were talking about kind of being your Super Bowl. If you live in the Midwest if you live in the East Coast and it's 20 or 30 degrees and it's snowing or whatever, this is the time of the year where you're jonesing to go somewhere a little bit warmer as spring is starting to approach. So we get a lot of customers that not only love to fish but just love to come down here for the weather. And Val and Todd, again, just make them feel so welcome. It's such a great partnership for us.
Yeah, this is not only the biggest tournament in South Florida, right? But it's one of the bigger tournaments in the world from the fishing perspective. And I mean, it's world famous, really. And it's no mistake in my mind that the Hardrock name is stamped on this. I mean, because you guys are world class. You guys are just the epitome of excellence when it comes to the way you run your business. Because everything around here is just, I mean, I've been using the word classic, the phrase class act, like over and over because Jimmy was just on it. But that just proves my point even further. Class act, it's just the ultimate marriage.
Well, we try to find a balance at Hardrock of being a combination of first class by way of service and so forth, but also being approachable, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, you'll see, a lot of the team members like myself, right? I don't have a tie on.
Right.
It's not a stuffy brand or anything along those lines. But, we really try to make it approachable. And I think the one thing that we've seen with the regular cadence of this event, knowing it's going to come roughly around that first week of March every year, is that you get a lot of customers who continue to return. And I know at least on a casino side, I can't speak for the other boats, you get friendships that are built.
Yeah.
A lot of what we do is we pair 4 customers together on one boat. And, a lot of these customers didn't know each other before. But now, as they've fished together for the last 3 to 5 years, they start requesting, hey, I'm going to come in for it, but I want to play with, Joe again because we played together the last 5 years. And, the ones who have won before, they want to keep the luck going. And the ones who haven't won are saying, we're going to get some prize money this year or whatever. So, and I think for a lot of them, fishing is a sport, right? I look at fishing. There's a skill.
Absolutely is.
There's a skill involved. You've got to have some type of strength, and when you look at who's won this event in the past, there's repeat winners. So it's clear that there's a skill to it.
Especially this year with Sandman winning again.
Was that the third year for Sandman, if I recall?
I think it might have been the third or fourth year. I know they've won a few times. Yeah.
But our customers, they liken it to an opportunity to go against the pro athletes for, if just a weekend, right? To test their skills against the best and those who do it professionally.
Yeah. All right. I mean, listen, the Hardrock is just, ever since the Hardrock came into this tournament, it was like an adrenaline shot to the arm, right? Which is outstanding, right? And having all the events here is great. But, as someone who's grown up in this area, I have seen this property just grow. And it started out as just this hotel, right? And then you guys, had the Guitar Hotel after that, which I always tell people, that's our South Florida landmark. Like you could look at the Eiffel Tower or the Statue of Liberty when you want to say New York, and you want to look at different things, the Arch in St. Louis. That's when you think of South Florida. It's that Guitar Hotel. When you fly into Fort Lauderdale International Airport, you see it when you're landing. I mean, and everyone knows I'm in Florida.
It really has become a gateway to South Florida, for sure. And, as a sports fan myself, I'll watch other sports. I'll watch, Sunday, Monday night football. And anytime they're showing a game down here in South Florida and the Dolphins are playing, there's always a pan shot of the Guitar Tower and so forth. So it's certainly a great asset for South Florida. And as our company continues to grow, I mean, one thing I always find impressive working for the Seminole Tribe is they're not just satisfied with what they have today. They want to grow and expand. And, hopefully in the next couple of years as our property, the Mirage, expands and gets rebranded out in Las Vegas to a Hardrock, we're going to have a Guitar Tower on a 50-yard line of the Las Vegas Strip. So
is that what's happening with the Mirage?
That's what's going to happen.
Wow,
correct.
That is excellent. I haven't heard that before. That's outstanding.
Yep. So it's
Nice.
exciting times, and appreciate you guys being here and all the support you've done for the event.
I appreciate you being here, Jim. Thank you very much for joining us on the podcast today. And listen, many years to come.
Absolutely.
Many years to come.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you very much. You ready to roll? Are you ready to roll? Cool. All right. He's coming now? All right, well, yeah. All right, we're going to do with Eric, and then we'll do with Channing. Yeah. Or Channing can jump on with us, too, if he wants. It doesn't matter. Yeah. So, cool. All right, we are here with Eric Neidorf. Dude, how you reeling?
How you reeling?
How many people greet you with that?
A lot of people.
All the time, right? They're probably, hey, how you reeling?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, that's cool, man. So you had a pretty good tournament?
Yeah, we did well. We fishing in both parts of the event. We did the regular sailfish, and we focused on the meat.
Yeah.
And then we did their little sport fish thing they have, and did well in both of them.
Yeah, nice. So, I mean, your hometown boat.
Yeah.
Right? And, we're proud of that. You know what I mean? I love having the hometown boats on the show. Take me through, being involved with this tournament and, and what that means. Like, just like, give me your take on it. Like, why the Jimmy Johnson?
So we've been trying to fish it for a while. We actually fished it one time the very first year when it was out of down in the Keys.
Yeah,
it had just
down at the Big
started,
Chill.
and we did it. I fished with a friend of mine, Leon Wilcox, Native Premonition, and we sailfished it, and we did all right. And we really never got to do it again because
Right.
we're always focused on the meet tournaments, and we have a lot of traveling, a lot of stuff we do. And it just came along where I thought it was a good opportunity for a new boat that we're running. I'm on a boat called Caught Slipping out of Georgia.
Okay.
And I fish with him.
What kind
a
of boat
lot.
is that?
It's a 39 Contender.
Nice.
And his friend is who we fished in this event, which is Parties Over. And I thought it would be a good, introduction for them to go to an event and have some fun. And they could, the parties would be fun.
Yeah.
I felt like the fishing would still be good. We were just coming off Jamie's tournament last
Right.
week where we had won, or the week before, and we've been on some nice fish. So I thought it'd be a good way to introduce them to what we're doing, and I thought they'd have a lot of fun, and it worked out well. Everything kind of came together, and we worked really hard, and the results were there for us.
Yeah. And you're primarily a meat fisherman, right?
That's my focus.
That's your bread and butter.
That's it.
That's your bread, and you're very successful at that, right? So,
We've done very well in the
Yeah.
past, and we're starting to do good lately.
yep, good lately for sure. Let me take me through some of your recent successes. Did your mic turn off?
I think so.
His mic cut off. He got it.
They're back on.
Yeah.
So we just came off, like I said, the Sailfish Challenge. We had a really good bag. We had a 4-fish ag of 208.9. We weighed in a 59, a 56, a 51, and low 40s on day one.
Okay.
We backed it up with some 40s on day two, and we were able to win that. We had 360 pounds for an 8-fish ag for the 2 days, and we got the win there, and we had first, second, and third big fish. So that was really good, and that gave us some momentum coming into this event.
Yep.
And then prior to that, about two or 3 weeks before that, we did Operation, and we won the day one daily, and we ended up finishing second overall.
Mm-hmm.
And we just been on some nice fish and working hard and been able to capitalize on the bites and, helping us, be successful at what we do.
Now this tournament, you're kind of like, take me through the vibe of this one. Like, because from my perspective, what I saw was you had some times where boats were just getting super hot, and then it would just shut off, and then a couple of flurries, and then it would shut off again. I mean, take me through your experience.
So, our bite was epic on day one. It was absolutely epic. We almost ran out of bait. We had probably 25 bites, and
Wow.
we had 7 fish over 40 pounds. Our biggest fish was 55. Our second biggest was 43.
Right.
When we got back, we had to weigh 6 of our fish because they were cookie cutters between 40 and 43.
Come on.
We didn't even know which our second fish was going to be, which that typically doesn't happen.
Wow.
We missed 2 or 3 other
This is all on day one?
day one. We
Wow.
missed 2 or 3 other big fish that were in the 50 to 60 pound range.
Right.
We were just underpowered. I only had myself, Wes Stevens, a mate, guy's incredible. I'm sure you guys know him. He fished with Sandman for many years.
Yep.
He had his buddy KP with us, and we had the owner and his wife, who've never even fished a tournament, and their son. So we were definitely underpowered for that type of bite,
Yeah.
but we did the best we can.
I haven't seen Wes in years, man. He's a good dude.
He's the man.
Yeah.
Guy's a hard-working guy. Just an incredible fisherman. What he brings to the table, it's
Yep.
incredible what he does on that boat.
I had a chance to fish with him in the Jimmy Johnson years ago. This is before this is right early on, you know what I mean, with the show. But he's a good dude.
He's great. You think
Yeah.
you're really good, and then you get on a boat with a guy like that.
Right.
That's been taught by, Dudas for 5 years, and he's been with Jimmy David for 7 years, and it's just a whole nother level of work ethic and just understanding what's going on. Just in the year and a half I fished with him, learned a tremendous amount of things to do, and just learning as we're going, and we mesh real well together. And it's going
like
good.
That, man. Fishing's like that. Like the more you fish with all these different guys, you know what I mean. And that's why I always love, over the years, like that speaks to experience, right? And that's the only way to do that is to fish with other people. You know what I mean? And you get a chance to fish with the best of the best, and then you just got to listen. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like take mental notes, like, oh, that's how you do that. You know what I mean? And that's when you get better.
Yeah, we're just learn a lot of stuff, man. Every day you're out there, you're learning, like, this was a bad idea. This doesn't work good for me, but this works good for him.
Yeah.
And just trying to get, keep our chemistry going and our momentum. And just, I think momentum is huge in fishing. And I think when you're confident and your team's working hard, it's aggressive patience is really what it is.
Yeah, the theme of the day for us right here is teamwork, right? And that's what we were talking about earlier. That's what we talked about when Coach Johnson was on. And the value of, those teams that are continuously at the top of the leaderboard seem to always be those teams that have that tight-knit group that have been fishing together for years, where sometimes those guys don't even need to talk. You know what I mean? And they just start clicking.
Yeah, everybody, you know each other's strengths, weaknesses, and you just work through it. And, when you have confidence in your team, it's never over.
Yeah.
You can win this event in an hour.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, we were fishing, next to Sandman, and we watched him catch 3 or 4 fish at the end. I mean, the guy's incredible.
Yeah.
He's doing things different than other boats are for sure. We were seeing his style of fishing, and Wes had kind of already explained it a little bit, and you see it, and you're just like, wow, there's levels to this game.
Yeah.
And teamwork, and you could hear him in the top. There's no yelling. He's talking to his guys, and he's just knows, he's an incredible fisherman, obviously.
Yeah. That's I mean, John Louis is a legend. I mean,
yeah, incredible.
Come on. Well, Eric, listen, thank you very much for joining us. We're going to bring David in from the Hardrock on. You got to get into the studio. We got to do a full episode.
No, I'd love to be there. Thank you.
Yeah, so we'll schedule that for maybe the next couple of months. Right?
Sounds
See if
great.
we can get that rolling.
Awesome.
All right, Eric. Thank you very much,
Thank
man.
you.
How you reeling in the house? Appreciate it. Thanks, Eric. Yeah, we like to say everyone put your helmets on, like before we get like a podcast going.
Very good. This is my virgin journey on a podcast.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
All right, I promise I'll be gentle.
Please do. I do a lot of interviews, but never a podcast. Usually it's live TV, which is always exciting.
Yeah, well, this is much less stuffy, I think.
Absolutely.
Like we like to have a good time, and we're always drinking Papa's Peel Aroma on every episode. They're our title sponsor, so that goes to tell you the kind of operation we run around.
That's
here,
perfect.
So.
I'm an old food and beverage guy, so it works perfect.
Oh, nice.
I was actually just at their distillery down in Key West just 2 weeks ago.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Fantastic. I had no idea.
Yep, it's such a great little tour they have. Like you'd never think that was in that little town.
That's right. It was a rainy day.
Yeah.
And they said, go do the Pilar tour. And I did.
Yeah.
And I was a history and English major in college, so Hemingway is always somebody who's fascinated me. So to do that, see this, it was great.
Yeah, they were trying to grill me with Hemingway questions earlier. Like the Papa's Pilar guys and Brick were over here. They were trying to like I knew every answer except for one, but
that's
that was
impressive.
Yeah, but so David, the Hardrock.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, what the Hardrock, Jimmy Johnson, like all top level stuff here, right?
It's fantastic.
So I mean, it's a perfect marriage. I mean, this has become the largest tournament in South Florida, not only just South Florida, but one of the biggest tournaments in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have put your stamp on the South Florida fishing scene, I mean, and to the point where it's like you're the level now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What does that mean to you guys?
It's exciting for me. So I've been with the company for 5 years now, and I believe that this is our 8th year as a kind of a host co-sponsor situation. And, obviously this is to me at least, it's the capital of sport fishing to be in this area. And for us, it's a natural fit. I mean, you look at the crowd that's here, the clientele, it's a perfect fit for us. And, additionally for us, obviously we have a lot of spots that are taken by our best customers who also in turn love to sport fish, whether they're local here or from the Northeast or Midwest, whatever. If you're a fisherman, it's not much better than being out in the waters off of Miami, Fort Lauderdale, going after some big fish.
It's the Mecca.
It
right?
really
and
is.
For a guy like me, like I'm a marine life artist by trade, and I always say that I'm in the mecca of marine life art just because we're in the mecca of sport fishing.
Yep.
And for the Hard Rock not to be involved in that, because I was talking to the gentleman that was on earlier with us from the Hard Rock, and you're saying like the Hard Rock Hotel has become like our landmark, right? The Guitar Hotel. I mean, you think of like the Statue of Liberty, you think of New York, you think of the Eiffel Tower, you think of Paris, the Arch in St. Louis. It's, you know what I mean? When you think of that Guitar Hotel, and I know you're going to be putting another one in Vegas, right? But if you think of that Guitar Hotel here, everyone goes, they see it, and they go, that's South Florida.
Yep.
Right? It's our landmark.
Yeah, so I've been in the hospitality business for almost 40 years now, and 30 plus in the gaming business. The last 25 years before I was here, I was in Las Vegas. So I know all about those landmarks.
Sure.
I know what it means, but you're absolutely right. And I think one of the things that we have always had to overcome here is people always say, oh, Florida casino, especially with my contacts in Vegas, the folks I worked with out there, like, come on, it's Florida.
Right.
It's a tribal. What do you got? On the side of the road, a couple of slot machines. And then they come here and they realize that everything about this property is world-class. Can compete with anything in Las Vegas, whether it's the entertainment room, the food and beverage options, the accommodations, the casino product. It's unmatched anywhere. And as I said, I worked for Caesars for a long time.
Oh,
so
you did?
I know what the top of the heap looks like.
Yeah.
And, it's been a great ride for me here the 5 years I've been here.
Sorry, you mentioned the Caesars. Every time someone mentions Caesar's Palace, I always think, what's the name of that movie?
Oh,
Hangover. The Hangover.
Yeah.
Did Caesar live here?
Yeah. So I was actually there when we filmed that. When that movie was filmed. Yeah, we did a lot of great movies in Las Vegas. That was kind of the one that sort of kicked off the modern era of movies in Las Vegas.
Okay.
And it was very cool to be involved in that. It was really an interesting time.
You talk about a town that's evolved. I mean,
absolutely.
That place, especially now they go with the Sphere and the football stadium. They're talking about they're going to build a baseball stadium there now. I mean, that's insane. But this place has evolved. I mean, to see where it started and where it's gotten to now, and like you said, all these things make it like the Hard Rock down here is it's the benchmark. So we got your name on the stadium, and it's the Hard Rock Stadium, and it's just the place to be.
Yep.
It's like you said, it's the class act, the first like class kind of like event driven. It's crazy. And now you got the sports betting. I mean,
yeah, sports betting.
You got everything covered.
We rolled out the craps and sports betting across the company mid to early December. And again, as a veteran of Las Vegas, I can tell you that none of us expected to do the kind of sports betting business we've done. And as I said, from my Las Vegas experience, I know a thing or two about sports betting.
Right.
That anything they do there pales in comparison to the volume that we've done here. It's just it's insane. It really exceeded all of our expectations. And craps and roulette has as well, but not to the scope of what sports betting. It's just staggering, the amount of bets.
That's outstanding.
And it's not just here. It's in Tampa and our 4 other properties throughout the state as well. The interest in it has been fantastic.
Yeah, and I'm proud to see it. I'm proud to see the way you guys have handled everything like over the years. I mean, it's in particular the Seminole tribe. And it just rising to the occasion like every time in the most respectful, proper ways, and just really treating the community like its own.
Yeah, this is my first experience with tribal gaming. When I worked for my previous employer, we had 3 or 4 smaller properties that were involved with Native American joint ventures. The Seminole tribe is fantastic to work with them. They're really they understand the business, but they let us run the business the way that we feel can be best run. So it's been a pleasure and an honor to work for the Seminole tribe of Florida and for the Hard Rock name. My first job in Las Vegas was actually at the Hard Rock Hotel back in the mid-'90s. When it was the center of the universe.
All the daytime pool parties.
It was crazy. I was there from 96 to 98, was kind of before those crazy beach party, pool party scene. But again, it was like nothing else. That's kind of what's really interesting is how the brand of Hard Rock, it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
And it's gotten better, I think. I mean, not that it was bad before. It's just, and almost that's probably to the point. Like, how can you improve on such a great brand? But you guys did.
That's right. That's right. And we're proud of that. And we have so much more to go. Obviously, as you mentioned, we're getting into the Las Vegas market shortly. And that is going to be a spectacular build-out. Again, it'll have a world-class entertainment facility, the food and beverage options, the suites, as you mentioned, the Guitar Hotel, which the last I was involved with would be even larger than the one here. So,
really,
in Las Vegas, it's always got to be bigger to be better. So
that's true.
We're excited about that.
That's true. You ever get out and do any fishing on your own?
So I grew up in New Jersey. Spent a lot of Madison, Morris County, up north.
Yeah, I know where that. Yeah, my wife's from Bergen County.
Okay, right up the road.
Yep.
But growing up, we always had a home, and still do, that I now own up in Cape Cod, in Chatham, which is like spectacular, totally different fishing.
Sure.
But bluefish,
a lot of tuna too, right?
Tuna, the tuna. I love watching the wicked tuna because they're always off at Chatham, which is where my house is.
Yeah.
And I said, you can play word bingo. For every time they mention Chatham, you have to have a shot. You'll be drunk within an hour because they're always mentioning Chatham. But I do love to fish. Unfortunately, with the time that's required with my job, I don't do it as often as I'd like to, but I'm always envious of the folks that I work with, and a lot of them will send me pictures of some of the fish that they've caught, and it's exciting. Believe me, I'd love to get out there more. I really would.
Don't we all, for sure. Especially down here, it's just, heaven.
Yeah,
to get
it
out
is.
on
And
the
I live
water.
down in Lauderdale, right kind of close to the water.
Okay.
And to see those yachts down there, I mean, it's
impressive.
It's like nothing. When I moved here, they said, well, it's the yacht capital. I'm like, yeah, that's nice, yacht capital, whatever. And then I live in one of the neighborhoods where a lot of them are, I'm just like 120 feet, 110 feet, 90 feet. Like, who has all this money?
Some of these things are just absolutely mind-blowing.
They're insane.
And you go inside and you're like, it's nicer than a home.
It's like a house on the water, a very nice house on the water.
Yeah, very nice house on the
Absolutely.
water. Yeah, it's absolutely insane. It's absolutely. Listen, Dave, thank you very much for joining us.
It's been
today.
a pleasure.
And thank you for all that you guys do. I mean, you really make us all look good. You really do.
Thank you. And
we
thank you
appreciate
to
that.
all of you for what you've done. This event has obviously, as I said, I've been here 5 years, but just to see the growth in those 5 years and just the way our customers have, our customers, they like the stuff they get, but what they really like is the experiential stuff. And this right here is an experiential event. Yeah. Whether it's, going to the Dolphins locker room, whether it's going to the Masters, whatever. But to have the opportunity to sport fish with some of the best sport fishermen in the world in these waters, you can't replicate that. And we're very appreciative of the partnership and being able to send out our best customers to do that.
Can I be honest with you? I think half the teams fishing in this tournament just fished the tournament just for the experience of all the events and all the great things that Todd and Val have put together with you guys.
Absolutely.
And because it's a fun thing to do, man. And this is, I think, in everyone's mind, like, this is why you do it, right? You don't just want to do, okay, we're all going to go fish, we're all going to just throw some money down. You know what I mean? The whole experience in this
really
event,
is.
It really puts it over the top.
And this is part of the experience, being able to be here and have all the ancillary stuff that you can do here. We're not just at, no offense, but just a hotel somewhere down on the beach where you don't have those type of things. You can do Beach Boys tonight, Leonard Skinner and ZZ Top tomorrow. It doesn't get much better than that.
Oh, that's great.
So if you're in the neighborhood, stop by.
Yeah, it will, definitely, for sure.
Very good.
David, thank you very much.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Yep,
thank
absolutely.
you all.
We'll catch up with you.
Thanks. Good time. Thanks very much. Pleasure to meet you.
We appreciate this for you.
Oh, thank you. I'll drop that off.
Thank you. No, we appreciate it.
How long do you guys
We have like 30 minutes. We've been on since 2:30.
Okay. Is this somewhere that where is it?
Spotify. It's not live at the moment. Spotify. Pretty much everywhere you get podcasts.
I'll eat it. I had a meatball sub before we got started. I'm drinking Donna.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're right.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. Nice. You having a good day?
Anyway, fuck all the fishing part. Dude, you weigh, for a half-dying guy, to come up with by far your best piece.
You like
my
half dying guy?
Yeah.
That's going to be my new T-shirt.
Yep.
You like it?
Dude, are you kidding me? I mean, that's my heritage. To me, that's everything. I've kind of got the gray beard. Ernest Hemingway. My old man looks just like Ernest Hemingway. But
the funny thing is I had this. Remember when I did the 365 fish?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Right. So that was one of the sketches from the day with them jumping out of the book, and I always wanted to take it to a full painting. So So when I went to the store, I told the story already on the show like earlier today, but I'll tell it to you again just so you know. So I went to the guitar store to pick out, like I do every year, to pick out the guitar. And it's kind of like a religious experience for me. It's like I'll go and I'll zone out and I'll play the guitars and I got to feel the guitar before I can paint it, And nothing was really clicking with me. So I go into the acoustic room and I just start playing, just to play, you know what I mean? Because I never get to really do that much anymore either. So I'm looking at the side of that guitar and it looks like a cigar. Like to see the side of it, like it looks just like a cigar. So then I'm like, cigar, Cuba starts clicking with me, and I look at it. So maybe
These artistic fucks. Listen to this
maybe
stuff.
I can do. Yeah. Okay.
Reading, talking, good, organizing all at once.
Yeah. So I said maybe I can do this painting on the guitar. You know what I mean? And then it just kind of clicked. So I just did it. I grabbed it because I wanted to do it.
Yep.
Right. And I said, hey Todd, I'm going to do this one here, and I started, painting it and everything like that. I said, this is what I'm doing. He goes, okay. He's like, but the guys I think want the electric. I'm like, I'll do two. Don't worry. So we did the electric as well.
No, that's home run, dude.
So thanks.
Grand Slam home run. That looks amazing. It's great.
I enjoyed it.
That's where it's at.
I enjoyed
right
them
there,
both. I enjoyed them both.
There's so much story
for
there
sure.
too. I mean, it's the heritage of our existence. Our fishery is tied into that story.
Yeah, it sure is. It really it says everything.
Yep.
In 150 pages or whatever it is.
Yep. Spectacular.
Well, if anyone who's listening to the show knows who you are, for sure, and everyone here knows who you are because you're the man.
No.
Stop it.
More example. I've said it 1,000 times over. John Louis is the best that's ever done this, and it's not.
I know you keep saying that.
There's a whole bunch of us who's got some skills, and we
is he here right now?
Probably not. He's not terribly social.
Yeah,
dude.
probably not. So I'd love to have you two at the table at the same time for once.
No, we'll see him tonight, obviously, but it won't be a bunch.
So we gotta have. Well, we're due for another tournament talk coming up here pretty soon.
Overdue.
So we're gonna get that done pretty. So for those of you listening, don't worry. Another tournament talk is coming because that's our most popular segment that we do. But so day one, you were absolutely crushing it, and you had that double that put you over the top.
It was that was at the end there. So it was interesting. We started the day. Louis and I were side by side. And I'd call him.
You were fishing with him?
We talk regularly. Yeah, we were just north of Mar-a-Lago there, between Mar-a-Lago and the Breakers, and his AIS is on. I'm on the phone with him, dude. Your AIS is on. Turn that shit off. I'm fine with you broadcasting where you are when you're just being you, but we're together right now.
Right.
Turn that shit off. And while I'm on the phone with him, a free jumper, he's a little north and east of me. A free jumper just offshore, and he blazes offshore. So I pull in behind him. Try to see if there's any follow-up bite. He gets bit, and it's a battle. It's a nightmare of a fish. Carries him way off in the deep. And I was fishing little slicks, little breaks, and they were subtle little things. So I start motoring back inshore, and just I get back into where the little slick that I was in prior to moving out to try to line up on that free jumper.
Where are you at this point? You up north?
We're almost to the Breakers now, riding
almost
a pretty decent
Did
current.
you mention that and I missed it?
Yeah,
you did.
Yeah.
All right, sorry.
And we get a bite. What was weird about it is we get a bite on a right middle north wind. What little bit of wind there was.
Yeah. I was going to say, what wind?
Yeah. It was enough then. Day one, that's kind of helped us. Right middle, right short, and kind of angling, and I'm trying to pull. It's interesting that it showed up on the right middle first, and I see two fish on the right short, and we get bit on that right short. So I'm trying to pull across to get my left side baits there, and then left short, left middle get bit. So we're in a quad, and everything's perfect. Everything's tight. The left middle's going away and comes off. And on Mikey Gullah, my most consistent angler by far. He's one of those just extraordinarily athletic guys and just never misses. And
money.
Yep, and it just came off. So, fuck, all right, whatever. So, but we catch the triple, and that kind of got it rolling for us there. But it wasn't the good fishing that we've been seeing here for the last couple weeks. So it was just okay.
Oh, my God. 2 weeks ago, it was on fire.
Shit, 10 days ago it was on fire.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, 5 days ago it was on fire. It's been really steady.
that one chunk of like 2-3 days that we had there, people were like, "Oh, 65 sailfish," and whatever, that was like, oh my God.
That's stupid. But even 15 fish days were happening on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And here we're fishing on Thursday, and we're a 7 fish day wins it.
Did you have that kind of like predicted since that wind just laid down?
No,
It
doesn't matter if the wind's blowing or not when they're there and feeding really good. You're staying even in slick calm, you're going to get a pile of bites.
Right.
And especially if they're jumping, and they had been jumping a bit. And that shit, just like all other tournaments, it just changed overnight, and really backed off on us.
Yeah. It seemed like there were times where it was just like lights out and then lights out.
Quiet.
And it was just like, just died off and went flat for a while, And then day two, I know you didn't have the day that you wanted to have. But I think a lot of boats kind of experienced that.
Yep.
The remix was like you guys were going seemed like neck and neck for the whole tournament.
Yep.
And they had a similar day like you did on day two as well. And that's another
a little
team.
better than us, but
we
had a few
not
bites
much
there.
better. I mean, they did okay, but I mean, you talk about another all-star crew.
Yep.
And
again, though, we had a few bites, and Jimmy had one come off on him that cast it on a free jumper and got tight, and jumping away, and comes off.
Yeah.
No, I mean that doesn't happen to Jimmy ever, and it did. And
I was talking to Squeegee earlier, Alan Squeegee, and they said that they had a triple on and they got ran through by a weekend warrior. And
it happens.
Yeah, he was bumming.
It happens. And what boat was he on?
That's on the Luna Tico.
Oh, he was.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah. Yep. That's all 3 fish.
That's what he told me. Now I had a bunch of people around, but that's the story I got from him.
Wow,
that
that's
he
tough.
had, or at least maybe they got one, or like the other 2 got ran off,
God,
or
that's
cut
terrible.
off. Yeah,
Heartbreaker.
yeah, right through their spread.
And we didn't lose any of the sharks, and we didn't lose anybody. People run them over, and we've had that happen in this tournament.
Yeah.
Both
So
of
no
those.
sharks really.
Oh, saw tons. Never
you
had.
did?
Oh, tons.
Okay.
Oh, God, they were everywhere. Yeah, but we never. Yeah, that makes you make a lot of decisions off of sharks. But
Yeah.
we never had one eat one. Fortunately, this time. But very fortunately, that's. I don't know if I believe in destiny or any of that horse shit, but we're 7 tournaments in so far this season, and we've got a 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, and then a 15th.
Really?
And today was a 6th in this one. So I'm wondering if, and I've been talking about it a little bit. This is weird, dude. How's this happening? And so maybe I shouldn't have been talking about it. I went and talked myself into a 6th. So what I'm saying is maybe on the next one,
But
we're
you're not
talking
superstitious, though.
next one, we need 2 firsts to balance it all out. So the next one, we got to get a 1st, and then it'll all be okay then. 2 firsts, a 2nd, a 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 15th.
Yeah.
I can live with that.
You think so?
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yep.
mean, you do have one of these tournaments under your belt,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
You know, as the liquid boat. You
Yep.
know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So you
2014.
are a champion of this event. So it's not like you had to get a monkey off your back or anything like that's about it. So
yeah.
So if you look at it, you got a another nice successful tournament here
Yeah,
at,
made a
the,
good
at the
lot.
Jimmy Johnson.
Yep.
Right? And
This event's always been great to us. I've got no complaints. I love the format and the money, and it's always very good.
the money is good. Yeah,
Yep.
that's for sure. It always has a really good purse. I mean, take
Yep.
me through some of the other boats too. I mean, because all right, so right now, basically the format that we're coming on is I'm bringing on we're bringing on events guys, from the Hardrock and some of the sponsors on here. You know what I mean? I had Eric Nidorf on here earlier. We talked a little bit. He was primarily looking for meat fish.
Yep.
We're gonna probably maybe try to get some of the boat champions on here in a little bit, but you're not only the athlete in this event, the coach in this event, like of your team, but you're also a fan of all the other teams, right?
yeah.
And I know you're watching that scoreboard like nonstop. So give me kind of a play by. You weren't watching the scoreboard at all?
I don't look. I'm not. Now the guys will mention, hey, so and so just caught one. I don't look. I'm not interested in that. I don't need anything to take my eyes or my mind off of what I'm trying to accomplish there.
Okay.
And it does no good. Scoreboard looking does no good.
Do you have any reports on some of the boats that you're following? I mean, and
Well, they'll
how
tell
they
me,
were
hey,
doing?
Louis,
Yeah.
and you hear it over the radio too.
Yeah.
That's a cool thing with that Atlantic radio there. It doesn't matter who's catching them and where. You're going to hear them getting called in.
Yeah.
And you memorize a few boat numbers that you need to know once
Mhm.
once they make their stance on day one is they're on and they got something figured out. And so I know when things are happening, but again, chasing a radio, I did it in that challenge tournament, and it was a horrible decision, and I swore I will never do it again afterwards. I
Right.
don't chase radio bites. I make my decisions off of what I'm seeing and what I know. And
Did most everybody go north on this one?
there was a few boats down south, and on day one there were some boats that were successful down south.
Yeah.
And on day two, it sounded like it totally died down there. Which, to be honest with you, I had it in my mind. I was day one up north, day two down south, and though I don't know if you remember the last time we got second place in this event, would have been 2020. I had that same plan.
When the Yichi got the Marlin?
Yichi caught they caught the
Yeah.
Grand Slam.
Yeah,
They caught
yeah.
a sail white and a blue. But I had the plan was day one up north, day two down south, and I kind of felt like the conditions were telling me to do that. But the current died down south on day one, and that sent me back north again. And I'm whatever, if I got in my own head or what.
What about staying north?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to be north.
Was there a day two? Was there a day two south bite?
There wasn't. When that current died, I knew we were
right?
screwed down there.
Yeah.
And that's why I didn't go. But the whole time I'm planning, this is what I'm going to do.
Right.
And it'd been a baller move too. Win a day up north, go down south, win another day, and win.
Yeah,
the
I was going to say that was that would have.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would have been necessarily like you.
It would have been if I knew I had current down there. It would have been.
Yeah.
And that's so many of these guys in these events. They're Palm Beach guys, and they're comfortable in Palm Beach, and they're confident in Palm Beach, and then there's Miami guys, and they're comfortable and confident, and and I'm never going to be that guy. I'm
Right.
comfortable, confident when we're in the ocean. That's what we do. We're going fishing, and
Now, you said you were near John Louis on day 1. Were you near him on day 2?
at times, he actually started down there closer to where we did that double at the end of day 1, and I started where we did that 3 out of that quad, and actually that double was a triple and had one come off at that one too on day 1, but just another oddball. Shouldn't have had a fish jump into. We got bit on right middle, right long, right middle at the same time, and left long shortly after that, and the right long comes jumping, lands on the fish on the right middle as it's getting ready to come tight, and it come off.
Really?
It takes off jumping south, actually with the bait in its mouth, but we never got tight on it. It came off, bait went flying as it was jumping south. So whatever, that was a weird one. It's just some weird stuff happened in this one that should
Really?
never have happened. My
Yeah.
boy Jimmy,
What's up? Come sit down.
jump in.
Sit down. Put the helmet on.
Yep. So then on day
All right.
2,
All right.
we
Well, we're going to
jump
wrap it
in.
up here. Jump
Yeah.
in now. We're going to wrap it up here in a minute.
Day 2, we start there in the same place.
Sit
that
down,
we-
Jimmy.
We caught
This
the,
your right hand. I got your right hand man
Yep.
with us.
Yes, sir.
Jimmy
Yes, sir.
DeMarco.
What's happening, brother?
Oh, you got to put your helmet on.
Oh, he not turned on yet?
Yeah, I guess he's not turned on.
There he is. I hear him now.
I'm in timeout.
Yep. So day 2, we start up there where we had that triple, and Louis started down there closer to where we caught that double the day before, and he, I was on the phone with him, and lift him up, get him in the air or whatever. That means
Yeah.
you got a jumper, you see something on top, and I hear him start, like, oh shit. And the next thing I know, I get a call. It's no wind. He's flying 4 kites, trying to fish a bait per kite, just trying to. And we went committed to slow trolling them, bumping them around. I feel like I got a little more control and we can move a little better that way. And so I guess they drug that menagerie in front of that thing and hooked a pile. I don't know how many they actually got tight on that group.
I think they had a quad on, didn't they?
It may have been more than that. I'm not sure. It was a pile.
I think from what I gather from what Brick told me earlier is they had a quad, and then they saw 2 floppers on a bait ball, and then hooked up right after they released the quad. So they
Quad
that's
into
when they
two-
went
into a
bang,
double?
bang, 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 like that.
Gotcha.
And they got
Gotcha.
That's what I heard. I can't say for sure.
Yeah, I was on the phone with them, and
that
that
made
started
their whole
going
day.
down. Yep. Well, it gets you rolling. It gets your confidence up.
Yeah.
And we had a similar scenario. Steve-O on our boat sees a free jumper on the other side of a recreational boat that's trolling. So, again, polite, always. So the free jumpers here, I don't see the fish. I think the boat was blocking, and Chris is up there standing on the like just below me on the tower, on the hard top. He doesn't see it either. But, again, everything was oriented on these little slicks that were scattered through there. So I got a loop. We end up looping around behind far enough that we're not cutting the trolling boat's lines off to get back on what I'm assuming's got to be the slick the fish are jumping on. He ain't seen shit yet.
Yeah.
And we get a couple of baits out behind us, and Jimmy gets one. You didn't end up getting bit on that one at all, did you?
No.
Yeah. That was, so Mike Gullah gets tight on, well, he doesn't even know he's bit. It's the fish eats the bait and coming by. Keith gets bit, the first one we know gets bit, and it goes to jumping offshore immediately and comes off right away.
Yeah.
He's reeling the dead bait in, and 2 come following in behind the thing. Bait's dead spinning, and they're fired up thinking they want to eat it.
Right.
And somehow we never get another bait to either of those 2. But meanwhile, Mikey's getting tight on a fish that has swum by, and it's now going under us, going by down deep. So I don't know how many fish were there.
Right.
We turn a potential Wolfpack into a single.
Yeah. Wow.
And that's the only fish we catch on day 2.
That's hard.
Yeah, it was heartbreaking.
That's hard. Look, he's giving me the evil eye. He goes hard. He goes, you don't know the half of it, buddy.
Yeah.
So it's fast. Good day 1, slow day 2.
Good day 1. Day 2, we were the bug, and everyone else was the windshield.
Yeah.
That's just it.
Yeah.
You put so much into it, and then sometimes things don't go the way you want, and you want it so bad because you're in a position against this group of elite fishermen to where it's hard to get these. It really is. And the fact that Sandman and John and his crew just put up number 3 and did it back to back, or number 4 did it back to back, and it really, I don't think it resonates with most people how difficult that is to do against this elite group.
Yeah.
And you get these opportunities, and they're few and far between, and we've been fortunate enough to be able to be on the upside of it.
Right.
And when I don't want to use the word squander, But when one slips away from you, you go home that night and, it's one of those deals where you're just kind of like, man.
You feel it.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have that feeling in the pit of your stomach that you're like, man, it was there.
Yeah.
We were in position, and it just didn't work out for us.
Yeah. Hey, listen.
I mean,
6th place is nothing to shake your head about in a tournament like this. So, I know that you guys don't take that perspective. You guys are in it to win it. I get you. So, actually, Jimmy, let me ask you, can you shift over there with Art? And I'm going to bring Channing to the table with us real quick.
Got it.
All right. So we're going to bring Channing Crowder on with us right now.
I got a question for this man real quick,
Yeah,
too.
I figured you guys would want to talk to him.
I've had him on the boat a couple times.
So,
Channing, you shot any holes in the pools lately?
No. How do y'all know these stories?
You were on the boat with me 10 years ago. We were talking shooting.
I haven't. I've been shooting. I got pretty good. I'm 270. Yeah. I can knock the wings off a fly at about 100 yards with a 270. Yeah,
nice.
I got good now.
270 is great caliber. Real good caliber.
That's
Love that one. Yep.
So this is a guy that – so I guess it had to happen this way. This is a guy that I've always dreamed of having on the show, right? Because you're always fishing with Stanley on the rebound, right? And getting out with them and having a good time. We're big fans of you. We listen to you all the time. We were big fans of you because we're Dolphin fans and everything like that, Yep. And we just love your personality and everything you bring to the table. And so thank you very much for joining us today.
I really appreciate it. I appreciate y'all. And, as a retired athlete, like to almost reinvent yourself in so many ways where it's like, hey, you play ball, but you can do other things, that shut up and dribble type approach. I really hate that. So now with the radio and the TV and the Inside the NFL and the podcasting and the seasoning line and the comedy show, like I really embrace it more than even playing football, because I hate the concept of you're a football player. No, I'm a human being that just got bigger than y'all.
Yeah,
right.
When everybody else was 14, they stopped growing. I got the 6'3", I got the 250. I could run a 4.5. But I'm still a human being, and I still have other ventures. I have other aspirations. So that's what I really try to embrace now.
Yeah. Channing, it may have been a little more than you were bigger. There's a whole lot of really big dudes out there. To make it to that level, there's a little more than just you were a little bigger than everybody else.
We hear stories about you.
I could run.
Chase boars. Right? Is that how you used to train?
I still do.
You still do?
I
wrestling them down with your bare hands.
I hog hunt with, like, I go shooting and hog hunt, but my pleasure, and my wife hates it, and I'm going to take my son, I'm about to take him for the first time in spring break this year. This month. I'm taking my son hog hunting with dogs, and I told my wife, no, we're not shooting anything. I'm getting out there. We're running the catahoulas. We have a catch dog next to us, and when we get close enough to the hog, I'm cutting the pit bull loose. He's going to grab his ear, and I'm going to send my son in to grab his leg. And my wife is terrified, but that's what hog hunting is. That's the purest hunting you can do. That's how a man does it. I still do that to this day. South Georgia, Woodbine, Kingsland, St. Mary's, that whole area, me and my buddy got some land. And my getaway is going out there and chasing those hogs around with dogs.
Yeah, that's nice, man. Listen, I've always loved you as a player, just because you just play with tenacity and you got a chip on your shoulder all the time. I remember watching you just run off the field one day with your helmet off, like at a Dolphins game, and just like just yelling at everybody. And it was like, yeah, and whatever. Like I was like, yeah, I love this guy.
I was cussing.
Yeah, you were cussing. But what I was gonna say was, I like you now better than I liked you then, and I loved you then. You know what I mean? Because everything, like you said, with the pivot and the show, the things you're doing with Hawk. I mean, we listen to you on the radio all the time. It's like, and don't tell Hawk, but you're the reason I listen to the show, not Hawk. But and that's just good stuff, man. And you brought to the table here today the Crowder Powder. Tell me a little bit about that.
It was it's a thing. I love to cook as well. It's really like the Renaissance man thing. My wife is the one that did it. She really, she does it. She did the whole, the business side of it. I just make the blend, but I always cook, and I had 1,000 seasonings, garlic powder, onion powder. I was just pouring all this stuff on all my chicken and my lobster and my fish when I go fishing and stuff. And I'm coming back, and I love the fishing portion. And she was like, why don't you make a seasoning, because you're really passionate about this cooking stuff. So I got one of my friends who's like a kind of like a Rain Man seasoning dude.
Okay.
And I gave him everything
It's
I
your
put.
world. He loves my Italian buddy here. He's a hell of a chef.
The chef stuff, like the portion of cooking, like, and I'll cut up peppers and onions and stuff when I'm marinating stuff, and like lay the stuff on top overnight. And like, I really love it. So I got with my buddy who really knows seasoning, and it took us 7 months. And I gave him all the seasonings that I liked, and he gave me back like 30 or 40 different blends. And he was like, put this on chicken, beef, seafood, and tell me which is the top ones you like. So I brought back like 7 for chicken, 6 for this, and I brought back my top 5. And that's the one I released now, the MVP. It's like the all-purpose.
Yep.
And it was like my favorite seasonings that I put on everything. And so he saw all 5 of them. He was like, okay, in everything there's 13, but these 5 things are in all of them. So you like this flavor. And he made my own proprietary blend, and that's the one I do now. And I got like 8 more. I got 9 overall. I got a seafood boil, and then he's trying to get me in the hot sauce. So I might get in the hot sauce coming up soon. But I just created them, and he puts them together, and then I use them. I'm like, yep, that's the one I like. Yep. And so that's how it happened. But really, just the passion of cooking. And if I'm traveling for 4 days,
yep,
and I fly a red eye back from LA on a Wednesday night, and I get here Thursday morning at 6 a.m., and I'm driving back from the airport, I would always go to Publix or Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, my people, and I know the owner. So like even if I'm early in the morning, he'll meet me there, and I'd be like, bro, I need some sirloins, and I'd marinate them. And my wife would see me come home with like these steaks and be in the kitchen, and she's like, I know you're tired. You didn't sleep for 2 days. And I'm like, when I wake up, I want a good steak. Yep. I want to go grill a good steak. I've been eating fast food or eating in restaurants for 3-4 days now.
Yeah.
I want a good meal. And so that's the thing that kind of triggered it. And then it was just like, hey, if you like something, it's kind of like with the comedy thing. It's where everybody's like, you love to make people laugh. You love to have fun. You love to mess around. Yep. Get paid for it. So it's like the seasoning thing. It's like, hey, you like to cook? How about you find a way to monetize it?
Right.
And that was the both sides of the comedy and the seasoning is where I had so much passion behind it, but I didn't know how to monetize it. And I got people, I was like, well, let's try to make a business out of it.
Well, where do you have it available now?
It's right now retail. It's online. We actually with the behind the scenes stuff. Jimmy Johnson, we were surprised to get into this tournament. So we're not even live online yet. It's crowderpowder.com, but we don't go live until March 20th.
Oh, really?
So we won't be live.
So
March
this is
20th.
like an exclusive thing here with Crowder Powder.
Yeah, so we can buy it now outside if you want it, but we weren't ready. We weren't ready
I
to
can
go.
meet you in the back. I got some in my truck.
It's funny. It's like I'm selling dope. Like, hey man,
you need some stereo
some of this
equipment?
powder? I ain't got no change, but it's $8.50. But so we weren't even ready to go live. But for Coach Johnson to give us the opportunity to be at this, which is one of the biggest money fishing tournaments in the world.
This is an event, isn't it?
And so I was like, man, I got to do it. So I fished yesterday, and he said I can have the area and the whole entire back area as like a after party, and it fits kind of the my personality perfect, like the after party of it. Like,
right?
Okay, everybody's in here, the gifting suite, but then afterwards, you can go drink and eat with Crowder.
Yeah.
And when I had that opportunity, I was like, I got to do it. So we're going live March 20th at crowderpowder.com. But we're in Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market because they're my friends.
Yep.
Your friends let you do what you want.
I heard you say that name a million times.
Yeah. So my friends, Linda, Jose, the owner, great dude. So they put it in there. But then we're working on. I don't even know I can say the other ones. But next week we have a bunch of meetings with different people to try to get them in different stores in South Florida, and then we'll go for the big guys, go for Walmarts, go for Publixes, go for stuff like that. But yeah, we're the South Florida market is where we're kind of starting it all, and online, which would be cool. But it's something it's like my baby, like the media and radio and TV and inside the NFL, all that stuff. Like it's a job and it's fun and I enjoy it. But like to have something that's like,
and you're great at it.
And I'm pretty,
you really are.
It's so funny. People ask me all the time, do you have a communications degree? I'm like, y'all went to school for 4 years to talk?
Learn how to talk
to a human?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. I'm good. Talk to a human. This degree, that degree. I say, no, I'm a college dropout. I have 32 credits. I was at Florida.
You got me. You beat me.
I got more than you, bro. It's 120 credits to graduate from Florida. I have 32 because I took social dance twice. I took bowling twice. I took golf.
Lifeguarding 4 times. Golf twice. Softball 3 times.
Like, man, I went to school and they were like, hey, what do you want to be? It was so funny. I got to Florida. They're one of the best. I didn't even know this. I was going to Florida to play football. That's after Javon Kirsch and Mike Peterson and Jacques Gwynn. you went to Florida to go to the NFL.
Yep.
So my thing was, I'm going to the NFL. I went to Florida. They were like, what do you want to major in? So I'm just BSing. And I say, I want to be a veterinarian.
Oh, shit.
Come on. Really?
They put my ass in
the hardest
chemistry.
classes.
I was going to say, you got to take chem.
I was in chemistry.
That's like the hardest class.
No exaggeration, bro. I was in chemistry class for 18 minutes.
Yeah.
I went first day. They were like, oh, the cosine of the sine of the factor, the sine, the cosine opposite.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell are y'all talking about? I got up and left. I went to Tony was my academic advisor. I went to Tony. I was like, bro, I need to drop this. He said, what do you want to take? I said, bowling or golf or something. I was like, why the hell would you put me in chemistry? That's the worst decision ever. And especially after my freshman year, I was one of those defensive rookie of the year or something. One of those advertising or something and all that stuff. After that, I was like, no, I'm all SEC and I'm defensive rookie of the year as a freshman. I'm not going to be here this long. Leave me the hell alone.
Yeah.
Put me in some easy-ass classes. And I'm a smart dude. I had a 4.0. I was like National Legion of Honor and all this crap in high school. I'm like, do y'all understand why I'm here? I'm not here to become a veterinarian. I was lying to y'all during the visit. I was here to get to hang out for a little bit and go to the NFL. And that's when I started taking all those dumbass classes too. Yeah, social dance is the
social
biggest
dance.
way. Bro,
why is it? What's
big homie?
Why social?
I can foxtrot right now.
Come on.
Slow, quick. Slow, quick.
Do the muskrat
slow.
ramble and all that?
I can do all of it.
Really?
I know how to tango. I know how to foxtrot. And let me tell you, it was 4 guys in the whole class. It was a class of 40. So that means that's 36 women. Man, I got
the numbers are good.
Oh, I got so much action out of social dance.
Nobody told me about that one. I wonder if they even had that at my school.
You know what Dancing with the Stars?
And it was the Hispanic girls.
Yeah. Oh shit.
What? Hey. Social dance, man. Listen, if your son ain't got no game and can't get no women, put him in social dance.
What about Dancing with the Stars?
Oh yeah, I'll take the check.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take it. They actually asked me to be on couples retreat. But everybody I talked to, me and my wife to be on couples retreat, but everybody I talked to, Michael Blackston and a bunch of other people that I reached out to afterwards, they were like, all they do is start problems with you in your marriage. Oh, because they have to create problems.
They dredge up all the shit.
They gotta bring shit up so they can solve it.
Yep.
So if you be like, no,
drama, baby.
Yeah, they got to make drama to solve it. So I've been asked to be on some of those reality shows and stuff. But yeah, it's not worth, especially with my wife. Like I'm not messing that up. My wife, I outpunted my coverage like hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. My wife's outside right now, and everybody keeps coming up, and I introduce guys I fish with, and all. I know 100 people here, and they've never met my wife, and then they come outside and meet my wife, and they're like, "Bro, that's your wife." How the fuck you get up? I'm like, no, I'm a pretty good dude. Nah, man. I never thought. I didn't know they thought my wife was going to be a big, fat, one-legged woman or something, but everybody meets my wife.
Hey,
and like,
ain't nothing wrong with a big, fat, one-legged woman. They're just fine, too. They need love, too.
You got a one-legged wife?
No.
Okay. I felt bad. I'm like, God damn. I done hit too close to home.
No.
Hey.
But, gents, I got to bolt real quick. I got to go to the house before I come back for the party.
You got to go?
Oh,
yep.
yeah.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
Hey,
enjoy.
you been to this party?
Huh?
Have you been to this? Bro,
yeah, come on.
Hey, is this your first time at this event?
This is the first time being here.
It's insane, isn't it?
Enjoy, guys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Hey, if we ask, all right, you know, never mind. He's already out.
Gotta hit it.
He's been like, so Art's been, so this, I've got about 175 podcast episodes, right?
Uh-huh.
So he's been on the show the most out of anybody. Like, so he's like, this is old hat to him. He just comes and goes. He comes and goes.
That's cool,
you know,
man.
like that kind of thing.
Podcasting's fun.
Yeah.
Getting back to the wives, I got one over there that's waiting on me.
Yeah, you got to go too?
Oh, you got to hit it.
Yeah, so, but
All right.
I'll catch up, and we'll do one there in Pompano back by the house.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right?
Absolutely.
Well, y'all let
Sounds
me know,
good.
man. I'll come up.
You want to come on the show?
Sounds good.
I jump on the show, man.
That'll
I
be
love
heaven
it.
to me.
Yeah,
You kidding me?
Man, I talk shit, man. That's what I do.
So by the way, so these guys are like, these guys are the best sail fishermen in all South Florida right here. And I mean, we can bring them on too. Yeah. You like talking fishing?
Yes, I
yeah.
love talking fishing. I love fishing more. So
Yeah,
get my
yeah.
number.
We do
I'm
too.
fortunate enough that's what I get to do for work.
You can get down. Because I go now.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Hey, listen.
Hey, listen.
Yeah,
Don't tell me what a good time now.
You want to catch fish?
Yes.
You go fishing with these two. I'm not kidding.
I got you. We getting out. I get
I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Like the authority on South Florida sailfish. These two guys.
The passions are, it's family fishing, cooking.
That's what.
Yeah.
So we'd have a
I'm
good
lined
time
up.
on the boat.
Yeah.
They said
That's
that.
where
They
I'm
said that fish have a picture of me on their wall.
Yep.
That's how much they. Yeah, they just admire me.
All right, guys. Dennis, I'll
All right,
catch ya.
Jimmy. Thank you very much. So you gonna hang out for the party later?
Yeah, I'm gonna run home. Well, first I'm gonna go play roulette
Okay.
because I 11, 4, and 13 got to hit sooner or later.
Right.
And I'll sit there long. Then
All
I'm
right.
gonna change. But Jimmy is. Hey, what's Jimmy? 80.
81.
Bro,
actually, no.
this is
he
one
just
of the-
turned 80. He's going to be 81 this year.
This is
yeah.
one of the best parties I've ever. This party tonight.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's wild.
So I hand painted these guitars.
Really?
We're going to be auctioning them off at the party tonight.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
So
my
that's
son, my
we do
son
this
did-
I do these every year, and
I
we
didn't know
we
that.
auction them off. Yeah.
That's
And
amazing.
Chris,
My son-
Chris
my-
Osceola usually outbids everybody,
My-
but
really?
yeah.
Okay, well, I ain't.
We'll see.
I ain't got money like that. All my money.
Oh, I
caught up-
wasn't saying to
all
buy
my
them. I'm
money
just
caught
saying
up
it's
a
cool.
little
It's
bit.
cool. It's cool, man.
All right, I got about 400 on me. How much? They go
Yeah.
for?
Well, Channing, man, listen, this has been
Appreciate it, man. Real
great,
talk.
great having you on the show.
Bro, real talk. Let me know.
Yeah, I want to get you in the studio and get you in the gallery.
I go to Riviera Beach a lot. I have a shark diving company there, and then I work in Pompano. My wife does real estate, so I'm all up and down the coast. So man, just let me know and I'll just
All right.
get it. Yeah, we can do some real. And I fish my ass off. Like my selfish man over here, I would like to pick his brain because I knock their ass in the head too.
I listen. I can tell you right now. I'm not playing around. Like Art Sapp, that's the man.
He can.
That's the man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is the
we
man.
have a little fishing tournament. We used to myself.
You
quickly
do your
on the way
bass
out-
tournament, right?
Bass tournament on the way out. Myself and Randy Moss, Keith Traylor, and Tyrone Carter used to do a bass tournament out in the Everglades.
Yep.
We were
I remember
playing-
when you started that. Yeah.
Well, no, we were playing just us four.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And the purse was bigger than most bass tournaments that with 100 people. We would all put up like 15, 20 grand.
Really?
And biggest fish, biggest five. And we'd do it. And I had a $5,000 bass tracker. Moss had a $70,000 Minn Kota. And I would wear their ass out on that little aluminum boat.
Yeah.
Yep, I would tear them up because I'm down here, and those guys come down just to fish, but I'll be down here I've lived here my whole life. So we used to do fish tournaments out there, and that's what started the Boys and Girls Club tournament that we do, and we're going to start it back up, but COVID killed that because you couldn't put all those people together. It was like liability and all that crap. So I'm going to start my tournament back up.
Well, listen, you let me know if there's anything I do to help you out in that tournament, too.
Appreciate you,
Yeah,
man.
for
I'll
sure.
let you know. And I'll
Yeah.
say, come on, really. Get
Yeah.
my number, man. Hit me up.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
jump on the
definitely.
show, man. Yeah, whatever y'all want to talk about, I can talk.
Right on, man. You mind if we get a pic real quick?
Yes.
I had Jimmy on here. I didn't ask for a pic with him, so I got the real guy on here.
I saw Jimmy over here with his feet hanging off the chair. Jimmy over here, his feet dangling.
You remember Tyreek Hill said that?
Jimmy!
Remember Tyreek Hill said that when he was like in an interview with all those guys? He goes, wait a minute. He started looking around. He goes, am I the only guy that's not touching the ground right now?
Tyreek's a little dude. We just had him on the pod.
Did you?
Yeah, you got to check it out.
Yeah, I got to check him out.
He's a cool
I like
dude.
him, man.
He's a cool dude.
Yeah.
I like Reek. I like Jalen Phillips is a great human. Talking about Dolphins?
Yeah.
Jalen Phillips is a great human being.
I was heartbroken when I saw the way he went down, man.
Yeah, with that Achilles.
Oh, my God.
Jerome Baker, I know they just cut him. But like,
I think he's going to come back.
Bake's a great human. It's some good. It's really some good dudes on the Dolphins right now. Good people on the Dolphins right now. I know a lot of those guys, and they're good.
Well, it's going to be an interesting offseason, right? I mean, we all hope we take care of Christian Wilkins. The Tua contract might affect that. I don't know. You know what I mean? We need a linebacker.
Got to get somebody.
You know what I mean?
David Long can bang, but we got to have somebody that can run because he's tight.
Yeah, I almost think we should draft one. I like this kid from Alabama, but I think he's going to go before we get the opportunity. But but they got to get a
What are we
lineman.
late? I don't even know what pick we
Like
got.
21, I think.
Nah,
Something like that. This I can't remember his name. Dallas something.
Turner.
Right? Yeah.
He went to Heritage.
He's good.
He's a DN. Yeah, but we just paid Bradley Chubb, and he tore his ACL.
Yeah.
And then we got to pay Jalen Phillips, and he just tore his Achilles. So how do you put more equity into an edge rusher?
Right. I know. And then Van Ginkel's a question mark, right?
They got to pay him, and then Dallas Turner can go, but I don't know if you can put that much draft equity into another edge rusher after you just paid
Then
Chubb.
we're going
and
to need
gotta
another
pay Jalen.
corner too. What's
This
this
damn Cam Smith, better
Yeah, what's up
tighten
with that?
Tighten up, Cam Smith. You listen.
What's your
tighten the
take
hell
on
up.
that? Was it him or was it Vic
I heard
Fangio?
Fangio doesn't like him, but man, if you can play ball, play ball. Like Paul Pasqualoni didn't like me.
Yeah.
When he was my DC, Paul Pasqualoni couldn't stand me, but he knew I should be on the field if my defense is going to be the best. Paul hated me. I used to tell him, it was one game we played New England. We played somebody, and he kept calling cover 4 in the red zone, and cover 4 is terrible in the red zone. And I went to the sideline. I'm like, bro, stop calling cover 4. They're going to go empty, and they're going to run quarterback draw straight down the gut. I told him that in the first half. Second half, he comes out. His dumb MFer, I don't know if I can cuss on this show.
You can do whatever you
this
want.
dumb bastard called cover 4 in the red zone. They go empty. I didn't even want to leave the box because I knew what was about to happen.
Right.
This is me as a third year linebacker.
Okay.
This is old ass Paul Pasqualoni.
Right.
I'm like, I like you can see, even on film we watched it, I didn't want to leave the box because I knew what was coming, and I just told this bastard not to call cover 4 in the red zone. Call it, and the quarterback ran them quarterback draw for a touchdown to win the game. I won a sideline and killed him, snapped on him. You the dumbest motherfucker I've ever met in my life.
Right.
I just told your dumb ass, and I went crazy.
Dude, Cam Smith's tape looks good.
And
he looks like
he still played me after doing that. So if Cam Smith can play ball, there's no way a defensive coordinator is going to keep him off the field.
Right.
If you can make me look better as a coordinator. That's all my. I tell that story to say it has to be something wrong with Cam because I don't think Vic Fangio, is going to take a personal vendetta against a guy that can ball out.
Well, X and Jalen didn't like him, that's for sure.
No, and Jalen's a monster.
Yeah.
X can play too. I mess with
that
X.
interception he had when he dove in the end zone, that was sick.
Ramsey's a Hall of Fame type player. X
Yeah.
is an all-pro guy.
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey's a Hall of Famer. Just understand, Dolphin fans, as you watch him for the next couple of years, you're watching Hall of Fame talent. Jalen Ramsey's a monster, and he's big as hell.
You just segued me, by the way. You want to speak about Hall of Fame talent?
Yeah.
Stick with me here for a second because we're going to introduce this guy right here, which is absolutely Hall of Fame talent. This is Jean-Louis from the Sandman, the guy that won the tournament.
I heard your name
Yeah.
every damn 2 minutes on the little PA system.
Yeah.
You saying, man?
Yes, sir.
Man, I'm scared of you.
So Art was just sitting here with me, right?
Right.
And Art's one of my good buddies.
Yeah, he's a great friend of mine too. He's an excellent fisherman.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's he's been on the show a bunch of times, and we talk about you coming in hopefully soon to do a full episode with you. And I'm like, Art, listen, man, you're the best of the best. He goes, oh, Dennis, stop that. I tell you time and time again.
Channing, where are you going?
Channing, wait, no, you got to stay with us. Stay with us.
My wife yelled at me, and she walked past a second
you got to
ago.
leave?
Yeah,
all right.
I got to get back out.
Channing,
I got my
get your
kiosk. You got the Crowder powder? My man. Listen, best season ever. I know somebody. Give me a call. I know somebody.
Right.
I know a guy.
I got to get your number before we leave.
Yeah, I'm going to come back, bro, because I got to go back
All
out.
right,
Yes,
cool.
sir.
All right. So Art's like, Dennis, you got to stop talking about that. You got to stop saying that. He goes, I tell you time and time again, the best fisherman on the water is John Louis.
We appreciate it.
That's what he says every time to me.
A lot of hard work for a whole team. Everybody puts it together. And there's a lot of good guys out there. Art's one of the best also.
Yeah, he is.
He does a great
absolutely.
job. A lot of good fishermen out there.
I'm telling people earlier, like the theme of the day for me on this show right here is teamwork.
That's
correct. If you look at this tournament, like there were times when the bite was red hot and then went dead flat, and then got a little flurry, dead flat again. But still, we talked about this before, Brick. The same guys up there on the leaderboard being consistent no matter how the fishing is. And one thing I say, I would contribute a lot of that to those guys that have those teams that stick together. They know who they are. They know the tendencies of their players, and and the coach absolutely knows the tendencies of the players.
That's
so
correct.
Can you speak to that for me a little bit?
Oh, definitely. Our crew's been together at this a long time. I don't even know how many years. 20 years.
I was going
the
to say
guys
at least
that
20
fished
years.
Yes.
You guys have been together.
And been on the Sandman with Sandra for I think close to 8 years now, and the same group of people fish.
Yeah, that's outstanding.
Everybody knows each other. Everybody gets along. Everybody knows, even if it's slow.
Give a shout out to them. You got Alex Castellanos,
Robbie Ramirez, Jeff Lederman. Jeff Lederman puts everybody in their spot, organized and very technical about everything. Make sure everything's correct. Dommy Adams, who's my mate on the boat, keeps everything organized and great shape. We're ready to go all the time. Ryan Montesino, our cameraman, and busting his tail, re-rigging rods as we go through in this tournament.
Yep.
I mean, we're going through 150 baits easily a day with just cutoffs and re-rigging rods, getting rods ready, and they could throw lines out, and get cut off. All of a sudden, you got the sailfish, and that's when you're looking for. And it's not like, oh, my God, this sucks. We're not doing anything. Why are we doing this? They just keep going, and pays off. A lot of hard work pays off.
That's great. So
and the one thing too with boss, Sandra McMillan. She's top notch, excellent angler. She always
That's a
wants the
legendary
best.
name in this scene.
That's correct.
Yeah,
that's correct.
absolutely.
And she wants it to be done right, and she's there for us, supports us, works very hard at it, and keeps the team running.
Nice. If you will, take us through that flurry that you got on day 2.
We were first thing in the morning. We were running up the edge, and more or less started to slow down, talking to a few people, spread up the coast on what was happening, what they were seeing. Saw a free jumper just before lines in, and said, "Okay, we're gonna see what's happening." Moved away from some of the boats and started. And I think within like 15 minutes of fishing, we saw a free jumper and baited him, and we hooked a single. And then we kept just working, and we caught another single. Saw a couple fish caught around us. Seemed like some of the fish might have been up a little bit shallower, so we picked up and ran to the south, put them out. Right away, we had a free jumper right next to us, and we hooked a quad out of it. And everything was stretched all around us, going in circles. Everybody did an awesome job. Kites were falling in the water because there was no wind.
Yeah.
And everything was all tangled up, and our crew did amazing to keep everything on, and we're lucky enough to catch all of them.
I got a question that I want to ask.
Mm-hmm.
We've known each other for 150 years.
Yep.
I saw a picture today. 4 kites.
4 kites, yeah. Something that Jeff came up with, though, and our crew working.
4 kites.
Just trying to elevate our lines more and more to keep them up under such extreme light winds.
Yeah.
And it definitely worked.
4 kites, 1 bait in each kite is what somebody told me.
2 baits on each kite we're able to fish.
You're doing the 4 over the
you're only
helium?
allowed 7.
What's that?
4 over the helium.
Yeah, we had four kites, 2 kites, but it was all just one main line.
Right.
Only had 2 baits on each kite. So we're only fishing 2 kites, but we're helping to elevate our lines with our kites.
Wow.
So we didn't have a big sag in the line. So somewhere out, we had to keep it elevated up.
It wasn't 4 separate
No.
kite lines. It was 2 kite lines, just had 2 kites on each one.
That's correct.
Freaking genius.
Yes,
you come
it
up with
is.
that?
No, Jeff came up with it more or less.
That little
And that's one
turd?
thing he thinks so hard about things and puts stuff together, and there's so much thinking going on.
Thanks for bringing that up. That's outstanding.
Yeah.
I saw the picture and I was like, are you kidding me? If anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Louie.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, it's all teamwork. Everybody talks about it and what's going to be best to make it work. And it was very, very hard to keep everything going, to keep it up. It was so much more work to keep everything going, but it helped us. We were able to fish effectively with baits, and everything wasn't falling in the water, and it really worked out well.
Speaking of 4,
yeah,
isn't this number 4?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
It's your 4th ring.
Yeah,
This is our 13th year. He's won 4 times, so he's won 30% of the time.
That is,
yeah, been very fortunate. Thank you very much.
that is outstanding work, my friend.
Hold on. Very fortunate.
Yep.
Louie, we've known you forever. You're not very fortunate. You're just very, very good.
Yep.
Yeah.
We work hard at it, that's for sure.
You know,
It's nice to see it pay off. Though.
Dennis and I were talking about this earlier. Whether it's a slow bite, it's a hot bite, whatever the bite is, the cream always rises to the top, and you seem to be the cream.
Well, thank you very
I think
much.
my son tried to give you a little run for your money there. He kind of crept up on you a little bit.
Yep.
So
There's a lot of good fishermen out there, and it's great to win an event like this because the best of the best are there.
Can you talk about the event a little bit? Because there's not many people here that are more, probably nobody, there's more seasoned for tournament sail fishing than you are here in this room.
Right.
Right. So give me a rundown of this event and what it's meant to basically our industry, our scene down here in South Florida.
It keeps everything going on the top level, and it's a focal point through the
Yeah.
state of Florida. Everybody talks about the tournament, and they might not fish a few of the other ones just to fish this one and have
Yeah.
the shot at winning the ring.
Yeah, that's
For sure.
outstanding.
Yeah.
you have a few of these.
Yes. Yes.
Well, you don't have them on tonight.
I got them in my pocket.
Okay.
You have all 3 in your pocket?
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, man.
can we take them out?
Yeah, absolutely.
They
Well,
don't really
I gotta
fit
get a
totally.
picture of this.
Let's see. They don't really fit, so that's the one thing.
You should be wearing them, Louie. You look at
Yeah?
You look next year. You're going 1 for the thumb.
Yeah. We'll try.
All right, can you get them on? Let me see if I can get a picture.
Let's see what I got here.
You got 3 of them on.
2.
Then the 4th one's coming, right?
Yep.
There you go. Hold them up. Hold them up like this, right? There you go. I like that. Nice.
So.
That's a game winner right there.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's
Great
beautiful.
picture.
Well, thank you.
All right, I got work to do. You don't need me anymore.
Well, I think this wraps up our show.
I just
the
sat
whole
down
time
with
we've been waiting for Jean-Louis to get here, and then he's here, and we got your story, and we just wanted to congratulate
Thank you
on
very much. Appreciate
another great operation that you ran for this show.
Thank
and
you. Hopefully we'll be back again doing it again next year.
There's no doubt about it. Everyone's
going to
be thinking it's possible.
That's right.
Yeah,
We're
definitely.
going to try our best.
Awesome. Sandman, champion of this year's 2024 Jimmy Johnson National Billfish Championship. We congratulate you.
Thank
you for
much.
coming on. And this is going to wrap up our episode from the Hard Rock here. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We're going to end this like we always do. Your ego is not your amigo. Always do your best. At the end of the day, just let God do the rest. And do not ever forget that no matter where we are, no matter what we're doing, we're all connected by water. Thank you,
There we
guys.
go.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. Thank you, Louis.